Hey folks, Turbine Guy coming back at you at the Hempstead County Courthouse. You can see right behind me here. And I'm down here to file my brand new lawsuit against the city of Orono. That's going to make 8 open lawsuits against the city of Orono, 30 or so or more lawsuits over the last 8 to 10 years, and they call me litigious. And what's the common denominator in all of them? The city of Orono. Now I'll get into what's going on in this case in just a minute. I want to go in and file it first. But I also want to first see, how did service go to the 2 defendants, Soren Maddock and the city of Orono. All right, we are now serving Adam Edwards. At the office of Soren Maddock in Egan. We're heading in to serve Soren with his part of the lawsuit right now. 290.
Oh yeah, I see it right there at the end. Hi, I have something for Soren Maddock.
Okay.
Can I get your name?
Sarah Peterson.
Alright, I need to write that down on here. How do you spell Sarah?
S-A-R-A.
And is it P-E-T?
E-R-S-O-N.
E-R-S-O-N.
Yep.
Alright, great. Sure, yeah, this is for Soren, and so you could give that to him.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right, now Maddock has been duly served. So is Orono, and we're ready to go. Here we are on the 3rd floor. This is where we go to file the civil. See? Conciliation and civil. The lawsuit's filed, it's in the system, and off we go. $297 filing fee. Now, it took him a few minutes. The guy went to a lady, then someone in the back office to figure out what category to put it under, and they said civil other. Even though on the complaint itself, I have written civil data and civil conflict of interest. Now, what is this case really about? I mean, it's just Nygaard being wacky again, or is there actually something here? And I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure the Turbine Guy's onto something here. See, I'd done a data request for all the information about Julissa Thaler, whom Orono arrested and was in charge of investigating for trial, and she was just recently convicted of first-degree murder. So I put in a data request in March, and they refused it, rightly so, because Julissa Thaler had not exhausted all her appeals. Yet, Julissa Thaler never appealed. There's no appeal in the system. I've looked, I've called the appeals court, there's nothing online. Everybody shows there is no appeal. Thus, Julissa Thaler's 90-day expiration date to appeal was May 9th. Well, I did that same data request just a couple of weeks ago. One more time, the city of Orono says, nope, you can't have that. I'm like, what do you mean I can't have it? I read the statute. It's after the 90 days. She didn't appeal. I want it. And I was thinking maybe sending him a nasty letter, but the more I read the statute, I realized I also want the dash cam footage and the body cam footage. And they didn't give me those either. But that was correct, because body cam and dash cam portable video footage in Minnesota is considered private, except for a few certain instances, such as a officer involved shooting, or say I was the subject of it, I wanted it to be made public. So a part of that statute also says that anybody can petition the court to release it. So that's what I've done. And I figured if I already have to be down here to petition the court to release that stuff, I might as well ask the court to release the other stuff too. And by the way, let's get a few damages thrown in there, because it's either $1,000 up to $15,000 for each single violation, and they have 2. They didn't issue it off my first data request when the time expired, and they refused to issue it the second time. Now, the Turbine Guy doesn't want to keep that money. I don't want that. Any money in damages I get, I hereby pledge to donate to the Eli Hart Memorial Fund, or something else the family says is appropriate. Now, the third thing I asked for, because there's a unique part of the statute as well, subdivision 2, which specifically allows for the court to enjoin somebody who's violated this chapter from violating it again. And I am specifically asking the court to enjoin Orono attorney Soren Maddock because he gave, as city staff said, the directive not to issue this stuff to me, not to issue the data I am allowed after her 90-day appeal expired. So I'm asking the court to enjoin him from acting on now or any of my future stuff, considering he's already in a federal lawsuit with me, which creates a conflict of interest, which he ignores. And he's previously counseled city staff to violate my rights to city services. So I'm hoping the court's going to step in and help me and get me an injunction, which it's authorized to do, to stop Soren Maddock from, I guess, breaking the law when it comes to the turbine guy. To repeat, I'm asking three things. First thing, release the data you already should have released under state statute in regards to the investigation of Jalissa Thaler. Second, I'm petitioning the court to specifically release the video footage related to all of this. And third, I'm asking the court to not only join Soren Maddock, but sanction him for his activities so I don't have to worry about him violating my rights or anybody else's again when it comes to this stuff. Now, a quick note, the statute reads that I, the person petitioning for the video footage, have to notify the people I know are in the video and the overriding law authority. So I did send a letter to Jalissa Thaler in jail after contacting her attorneys, and they gave me her address. And the second is I notified the city of Orono what's going on. I got a response from Orono saying that they acknowledge I've notified them. Now it's up to Orono to notify anybody else who might be in this footage that I'm seeking to have it released. Now when it comes to this footage, why am I fairly confident the court's going to side with me? Because the court has already 3 separate times, the judge who oversaw the case, released trial exhibits that were not, let's just say, I don't know, gruesome or objectionable. He agreed to release 3 different sets, one to the WCCO, one to the Star Tribune, and one to KARE 11. So the precedent is already set in this case that the video should be released, or let's just say that the public good of releasing this information outweighs the public harm. Now, why, oh why is that important, you ask? Why am I wasting all my time coming down here just trying to get some stuff out of the cops? Well, I'm to get an attorney off my back. But why would the turbine guy do that? Because I want to know the answer to a few questions. I bet many of you out there do too. Why the heck did the Orono Police Department release a murderer after capturing her when she had blood on her, her rear window was blown out, her car was riding on rims, and everything else that was in plain sight? Not only did they release her, they drove her home. I want to get to the bottom of this. I want to see how and why that happened in our community. And I want to know if there was misconduct within the police department. So we'll find out. Lawsuit's in. They got 20 days to respond. I served Orono yesterday, Maddock today. Well, not me, but people did for me. So this case is off and running. Turbine guy, signing off.